So, hello to everyone. We are going live. This is an irregular show. We usually go live and do our live stream on Wednesdays at 8 o'clock. However, Wage has decided to do a special edition this evening to showcase a special show called Beyond the Blacklist. There are many people in local urban areas all around the nation that has experienced blacklisting situations local government. And today we wish to confront that. We wish to make sure that we share some remedies for that. And the first remedy is speaking truth to power. Tonight, we're going to hear a very resilient story about a resilient young woman who has used her voice to battle this situation. And we're going to hear a lot of things tonight. So, any of you guys who have questions, comments, or just thoughts, plug them into the comment section. You can find this show on Wage in the Wage group of Facebook, as well as you can find it on YouTube. So we're going to be starting. Get your popcorn, get your drink, and let's go. Okay, so we want to, without any further ado, bring on our guest for this evening. Her name is Sharonda Allen. She's a former fellow educator with me. Sharonda, I want to thank you for coming on. Just taking the time out to bring about increased awareness to this situation that, again, many people like yourself, climate activists, social activists, social justice activists, water activists, many people all over the nation have and are unfortunately experiencing many levels of blacklisting situations. So before we get into all of that, Sharonda, just tell the audience a little bit about who you are and what is it that you do.
So I wear many hats. One of them, big time right now, is social philanthropist. I give back to society. I'm also an educator, an author, scientist, historian, singer.
Absolutely.
Some of y'all know my singing. Environmentalist, climate activist. I wear many hats when it comes to various organizations in the state of New Jersey.
That's right.
I actually had a state legislator to come up to me at the gala that I was at last night and said, "Hey, we're learning about PFAS and different things. We need you to come down and teach us." And I'm like, "Sure. Let's do it."
Yeah, that's dope, right? And so that's what we do, right? Teachers are the leaders.
Yes.
And what we do, we answer the call whenever it comes in.
Yes.
So let's get to the point. We have a situation, and I want to pull this up. And you guys bear with me because you know I struggle a little bit with the technology, but we want to make sure that we share something if we're able to. Let's see, present. Sharonda, tell us a little bit while I'm looking for this, what brings you here today, this situation in East Orange and what you know about it. And I'm going to pull up the article.
Well, one thing I can say about the situation in East Orange, that people have been calling me and texting me from all across the country to ask me what is going on with the schools. One thing I know is that for 5 years, there was an illegal lawsuit filed against me, and the school district knew it, because I've had board members to tell me that they were manipulated and forced into signing off against me. And the interesting part about it is that they broke so many laws. Just saw an article. You said you had posted it earlier.
Yeah, I'm trying to post it. I'm trying to pull it up now, guys. Yeah. I don't know if you can see this.
I hadn't even seen it because I was working. I was on a bunch of meetings with some national organizations and different cohorts that I belong to, environmental cohorts.
Absolutely.
And so I missed it. But one thing I'll tell you is that the news indicated that the East Orange School District was in violation of not reporting their $25 million budget shortfall.
Wow, 25 what?
$25 million budget shortfall.
Okay, guys, listen, this is a story that has made it across the nation, across mainstream media. I'm going to play a little clip for you guys. Oh, I'm going to attempt to play a little clip for
I
you
think it
guys.
might be muted down there. It is.
Oh, yeah. Sorry, guys. We're gonna start.
Education says the district failed to promptly notify them about the conditions. The State Department of Education is responding tonight to the massive budget deficit impacting schools in East Orange, New Jersey. The district says it has to lay off 71 teachers because of a $25 million budget shortfall. The State Department of Education says the district failed to promptly notify them about the conditions behind the deficit and says that's a violation of state regulations. In a statement, the DOE said in part, unfortunately, the East Orange School District did not follow these steps, so the department is now attempting to gather information from the district. Here's what parents told us today.
They're doing a good job teaching kids. They should get paid. Somebody mismanaged the money.
That's it. That's the whole issue.
Now, the mayor of East Orange believes oversight is the issue and says education won't be affected. State education officials say they met with East Orange School District officials on Monday.
Okay, so we're going to stop right there and we're going to go straight into what it is that the mayor is saying, basically that oversight is the issue, and that education won't be affected. How do you feel about that?
I want to say this as professionally as possible. Someone like him who is not an educator and is clearly and obviously not an expert in education and doesn't understand that when you have such a massive layoff of teachers and such an absence of teachers, and the fact that ever since the Sheila Oliver's Academy, that school was open, they've never been fully and properly staffed. Those kids have had substitutes for whole school years, and that is not good quality education. That is a state law that children are supposed to be fully, properly, and adequately educated.
Absolutely.
And that means they need to have a certified educator in the classroom.
Absolutely.
And I want to just point out again, I was going to say, but the video started going.
Yeah, I'm sorry about that.
It's okay. The East Orange School District violated the laws against me as well. They violated NJ Teach, PERC, NJDOE, and FMLA. I was an educator there, and I've had Board of Education members again tell me that they had to sign off on this case against me that was wrong. It was a lie. All the false accusations that they made against me were out of control, because if you accuse me of doing all those things, a school district has a duty to report any school educator that is aware of any of those so-called violations that I made, and being in a gang, inciting a riot, threatening somebody, all that stuff. You have a duty to report. You are a mandated reporter. They filed no police report, no child protective services report, no HIB report. If there was a riot, there's no riot report. There's no footage. They lied on me.
Well, so this is a pattern of behavior, if you will. Myself being also a former educator from the city of Newark, a city right next door, who experienced many of the similar situations that Sharonda has. We have a common person who we were able to see very active, right? Somebody from a fraternity by the name of West.
Yes.
If you can tell us a little bit about your experience with this young man, because he's made the rounds in terms of education districts in the city locally.
Well, I will tell you that when I was put under fire and false accusations were made against me, I received over 50 phone calls, literally, of people
community outrage.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Of people who were his victim or knew somebody who was his victim or was related to somebody who was his victim. Similar playbook of utilizing his fraternity connections, Phi Beta Sigma, to attack Black women and to make up stories. And he used his fraternity brother, who's supposed to be a private investigator, Mr. Kenneth Timmons of Timmons and Associates, to create 2 undated investigations against me that were never even reported to the police, but used in a situation in order to attempt to slander and defame me with lies, misquotes, and the fact that a student that they told to say these things admitted that he was told to say that and that it was a lie. Even his mother, who knows me, told Kevin West, my son told me it wasn't true, and I know Miss Allen.
Right.
They still continued on. My doctor took me out on FMLA because my hemoglobin was 8.1. I had major surgery. I was out on FMLA. The board, when they filed those tenure charges in May, my FMLA was approved. Beginning of April 2019. Before they certified those charges in June, I was supposed to go before the board. Any and everyone involved was supposed to go before the East Orange Board of Education and state their side. I even had Board of Education member Wayne Stackhouse to say to me, Sharonda, I'm so sorry, I didn't know you were on FMLA. And I said to him, because I said this to him last Thursday at that special board meeting at campus.
Right.
I said, for 5 years, y'all spent hundreds of thousands of dollars on a fraudulent case against me. You signed off on it.
Right.
You had the audacity. He said, I didn't know. I said, what do you mean you didn't know?
Yeah, that was the response, that he didn't know.
I didn't know.
And so I just want to just intervene really briefly. When we talk about oversight, I'm going to take that word right from the mayor, whose name happens to be Ted Green, if I'm not mistaken. When you say that oversight is the issue, my question to you is, when you have a council person saying that they don't know.
Board of Education member.
Okay, a Board of Education. How is that different? What is that? A Board of Education member?
So in East Orange, you wouldn't know the difference.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Let me tell you why.
Okay.
Let me tell you why you wouldn't know the difference. Because they keep swapping out. The people that have been on the board or the city council. City council go to the board. They swap out.
But how are they chosen? How are these people chosen that don't know these?
They're not elected. They're selected by the mayor. So everything that goes on in the school district.
So you guys have an appointed
board. So everything that goes on in the school district is signed off by the Board of Education. The Board of Education members serve at the
behest of
the pleasure of the mayor.
Yeah.
So when I said to this Board of Education member, Wayne Stackhouse, who was on the board in 2019 when this happened, he said, I'm so sorry. I said, well, the best apology is to go open the case back up and make it right. Because not only was I out on FMLA, they violated NJ Teach by not allowing me to speak. They violated the state law by not immediately turning in paperwork within 30 days of filing those charges. They violated me when they illegally transferred me, and PERC came in and said, this transfer is illegal, put her back in her school.
So this is the question that I have, right? We hear about you being violated, right? We read in the paper just now, I showed you guys, the violations are legitimate. What I'd like to know is, and I'm not sure if you can even tell me, I would be interested to find out, how are they so able to violate laws of the people? Like, you know what I mean? Like, these are state and federal jobs here. Like, how are they so easily able to, get away with this?
Well, let me say this before I answer that. When I said to Wayne Stackhouse, East Orange Board of Education member, do you know who owns all those LLCs that you're paying as consultants? He said, no. I said, look into it. Because I saw one where a previous superintendent was the owner of one of those LLCs. And also, I said to him, how did you sign off on my case? Didn't you have training? He said, I didn't have training until after I got on the board. So he was untrained, signing off. A different Board of Education member reported to her relative, who told me, I asked her what happened with Sharonda Allen's case. And she told her relative we were forced and manipulated to sign off on that case.
And so this creates, right, an even greater problem. I don't know what the scores look like in East Orange, but they're abysmal in the city of Newark. 4 out of 5 students aren't able to read or do math on, a basic skills level. We're talking about the floor, not the ceiling, but just the floor. What do the scores look like because again, we're going to quote the mayor and saying education is not going to be impacted or affected. How are the scores there in terms of this choosing who sits on the school board? Because those are the leaders educationally.
Well, I will say this, the person who chose those people to sit on the board in a news report stated that We don't need the state to come in and take over. We can manage our own manners. When a mayor says we can handle our own manners, we got to look at nomenclature here. It's not our own manners, it's our own matters. If you cannot articulate that you can handle your own matters and confuse them with manners, you have no idea about how much the education will suffer with that amount of teachers being laid off. So when we talk about who's in charge and who makes decisions, we have to look at who is the most competent.
What was that word again?
Competent. Aptitude, efficiency, effectiveness. When we have people who are appointing people who sign off on legal cases, and we need to look at their lawyers who allow this to happen. So when you ask me, how does this happen? How does this happen with the state? When you have, and somebody told me, you might make somebody mad. I said, obviously they're
Someone
already
actually
mad.
said that to you?
Hashtag frat boy hit job. When you have a frat boy hit job going on, when you got the,
and so
there's a time during my case, you have the commissioner, the deputy commissioner, the superintendent, and a principal who are all in the same fraternity.
Wow. And so just to intervene really quick right there, and I don't want you to lose your train of thought.
Oh, I'm not.
Again, we see the same issue synonymous with the city of Newark, with the frats, right? But we don't see them getting involved when it's water issues that we're fighting against, right? We don't see them getting involved when it's environmental issues.
Neurotoxins in the water from neglect.
Like right now, I noticed that a lot of trees are suddenly getting planted into Newark, and I guess it's to be more inviting to the illegal immigrants who are now invading our country and at an exponential level within urban communities. So when we're talking about these groups, right, that formulate in colleges that you would think would be pro, right, the people in the communities where they came from, and we see just the opposite going on here. Are the goals just selfish? And if it is, we need to be aware. We need to increase awareness on this situation, because if you have a mayor, right, and this mayor is choosing people based on friends, family, associates,
frat, and I'm not going to say the other four, but it's copulation.
Yeah. So this compilation needs to be, I think, exposed, right? Because parents send their kids here to get an education, not to be subject to indoctrination under people who aren't educated. And again, I've spoken about this for years, the fact that I myself have ran for school board. And as a teacher, there's not a salary there. I literally volunteered to forego my salary because I felt so strong about the fact that kids weren't learning. So I thought that this was the way to go. But no. What I have learned is that even though now you guys have an appointment, obviously, in East Orange that you've said, we have an election. And these people still get elected. They don't knock on any doors. They just, whoever runs up under the mayor's slate, they just win every single time over the last decade. These people don't even have to have a high school diploma. And by the time they're finished, no, they don't even have a high school diploma. They come to debates ready to fight. I think the last debate that we had, there were more gang members there than parents. Okay. And we're going to continue to talk about these issues. And this is the type of thing, right, that impacts our children. So when the mayor says that this is just an issue of oversight, whose job was it to not oversee this? Because again, we're talking about a fiscal budget that should have been in prior to right now. And yeah, what's your thoughts on that? Like, because this is the fiscal budget. Tell the audience, like, this didn't happen.
So there was something else I wanted to add when you talk about budget. I was making $119,000 as an educator. Why? Because I earned my master's degree back in 2002. So with all my years of education and experience, I was not even at the top of the chart, but I was making good money. I was doing good work. And all the work that, and I see Jamila Ward on my timeline saying, right. I was working above and beyond. I didn't even see that money because all of the tax and the medical care that came out of it, I didn't even get much money from that. But when we talk about what I did with that salary for the kids going above and beyond,
Right.
I did everything. Nobody gave me any extra money for any of those things I did. The parties, the shows, the
Yeah,
trips,
you were very active.
all that,
Yeah,
all that.
You really went above and beyond.
And it seemed like folks were upset about it. But when you talk about, we're going to get back to this again. When you talk about somebody who says it's an issue of oversight, when they talk about oversight, it is the lack of oversight. It is the criminal oversight. When I was just, so I just want to tell everybody, I've been getting phone calls and text messages from everywhere, all over the country, all over the state, all over the city. I was talking to some very high up folks the other day. I'm not even going to talk about who I was talking to. But I want to say this right. Straight legal. It wasn't no gangsters or nothing like that. But they said, we know who you are. We've watched you over the years with the children. We see what's going on.
Right, absolutely.
We've been subjected to this. And it wasn't the Black Panther Party.
Right. And they did support you.
Oh, and listen.
That was outstanding.
That's another thing. The Black Panther Party saw what happened when I was attacked online. I got a phone call 7-something in the morning from the chairman and said, Sharonda Allen, are you all right? I said, I'm not all right. What can we do for you?
Wow. Yeah,
and they all came together.
Shaka's great.
And other folks from other organizations.
But again, they have supported other members of our community. Again, it needs to go beyond.
First time. I'm not the first person that's been blackballed and blacklisted. Yeah. But the difference is that I haven't even posted my stuff online in a long time of the things I've been doing. and what folks don't understand is that I work with so many people. I had somebody slander me, don't nobody want to work with you. I got people reaching out to me from all over the place.
You have always been active. I mean, she's even active in Newark, whether it's giving out toys, clothes, food, support. I mean, this is the type of person that you support in a community. You don't blackball when you're in a position of leadership. You try to figure out, my God, how can I support this person and how can we get more? And they say that that's what they want, right? But the actions don't exactly line up. So in your posting, and thank you for using your platform, right? For educational purposes, because a lot of teachers don't do that.
They're afraid.
Someone tried to attack you. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
I want to say this as calmly as possible. Wait, before I even say that, I had to report this because the attack that I endured was put all over my Facebook page, and people saw it because they came and tagged me. And my former students, my family, my friends, my colleagues saw it. I was in a very important meeting on Monday, and one of my colleagues in this important meeting didn't tell the rest of the folks because I don't know if they know all of what's going on, but he saw it. He said he took his time overnight and read everything. Read through everything. And as he sat next to me and said, everybody, we're here at this table. Some of us are going through things that are very big and da-da-da-da-da. He showed such compassion to me and understanding that everybody who knows me knows what I do for my children.
Right, absolutely.
Still to this day, I got grown folks with children of their own that know that they can call me anytime. I never turn my ringer off.
Right.
They know they can call me anytime. I'm still serving those kids who were in Troop 1131. Shout out to Troop 1131. my Girl Scouts who are adults now.
And they love you. They love
I love
you.
my girls. I love
mean,
my kids.
I had the opportunity to go to one of your events.
Which one?
And it was the one at what's the big place? Lanina's.
Oh, my gala.
I mean,
Oh, yeah.
yes, it was so beautiful.
Thank
It was
you.
so beautiful. And there was literally young people in tears crying, overwhelmed with emotion, just over the love and care that she takes with these children. And again, it breaks my heart because this is something that we should be replicating, but yet somebody wanted to attack that.
And Jamila says, I know your number by heart. It's one of
Yeah.
my grown-ups with a child of her own.
Yeah.
And that's who I've always been. And they have always been angry with me about that. They've hated it. And what's wild is that I want to get back to the attack. The person who attacked me online and basically declared war on me, I taught her daughter.
Really?
I taught her daughter. And when I taught her daughter, I was the only teacher that could get through to her. Me as a social studies teacher who has written curriculum. I wrote all the curriculum that I taught.
And so now she's a cyber bully.
Now she claims that I am a lackluster educator and mocked me for the case that they violated me with and said, even the East Orange School District believes you're a lackluster educator. And that case they brought up against you, how did that turn out again? She mocked me for when they came against me and lied based on homeboy who has a track record of going against Black women and weaponizing his fraternity connections.
Now you need to identify, if you don't have to, if you don't want to, who is the she and who is the homeboy?
Oh, the he is Kevin West.
Oh, okay.
Ties. Danielle Harris is the one who came at me online declaring war and stating that
while another Black woman.
Oh yes. And one of my girls, Sharice Morrison, said, Miss, you are attacking a great African American woman who did some wonderful things for us when we were kids, who taught us, who took care of us, took us on the best trips, gave us the best education, taking them to learn about the things that they needed to learn about, giving them the best high school experience they could possibly have. And she said what you did was classless. And she said,
it's extremely disheartening.
It is beyond disheartening. She also said that I was just mad because my project wasn't funded.
Who is this person and why did she feel a need to weigh in on anything that you had to say on social media?
Well, I'll tell you, before she posted on my page, she actually came at me on a post in the East Orange info page where a gentleman, Kevin Oliphant, shared about the problem that was going on with the school system. Okay. And our parents, should have been at the board meetings and this and that and should have been present, and why this happened, and the fact that people should have been more active. And what's interesting is that even as an educator, I was always at the board meetings. Right. I was always at city council meetings. And I stopped going to city council meetings when the previous city council chair, Chris Alway, told me, we want your environmental programs here. But the administration, was the mayor, wants to go another direction, meaning he didn't want it. So I said,
really? Somebody actually told you that?
Right. That's right. During the city council meeting. Yes. So what I did was I said, let me put my energy where I need to go. I was taking my East Orange kids, still take my East Orange kids out of East Orange to do the environmental work that needs to be done. While East Orange has no environmental work that's going on, they need it. By law, they're supposed to have it as an environmental justice community. But the mayor's office, City Council Chair Chris Alway, former City Council Chair, told me that administration didn't want it, but he wanted it because we need it.
There's no way.
And I'm a resident of East Orange.
I just want to.
There's no way.
No, thank you. No. I cut you off, and I'm so sorry. It's okay. Just I just need to say there is no way. And I want to say this directly to Ted Green as the mayor, current incumbent mayor at East Orange. There is no way you should be playing politics over the children. That is not the education field. It's not corporate, right? It's not about friends and family. It's about leadership. Is about making the best possible decisions, again, and not playing politics. Politics really doesn't have a place at all in the education realm. And the reason why I know that you're telling the truth, because he did the same thing to me. It was a period of time I was working in East Orange, and the exact same thing happened. They had somebody to forge a fake story.
I remember that.
All the kids, all the kids was like, that didn't happen. They all signed letters, but it didn't matter. They do not care. They play childish games with adults and their lives as well as their livelihoods, all for the sake of game playing. It's not that you're trying to get rid of bad teachers. And the problem is when you hurt a good teacher, right? Because guess what? A teacher is just a member of your community. This is a resident we're talking about, right? This is somebody who you look to get a vote for. Yeah, a taxpayer that you look to get a vote for. That she has an entire family. In fact, she has a universe filled with cells that care about her. And I am one of those cells, and I don't even live in East Orange. So again, you see this bad decision making replicated, and I transcribe to the philosophy of how you do anything is how you do everything. So now we're sitting here, we have somebody saying oversight is the issue. Why is it the issue for this many millions? We're not talking about thousands. We're not talking about a shortfall. We're talking about millions and millions of dollars.
Well, let me get back to when you asked me about what Danielle Harris said to me on Facebook. As I was commenting.
And who is she again? What is her, like, does she work? I mean,
she is Mayor Ted Green's personal secretary. And not only that, she was appointed by the mayor to be the secretary for the Cannabis Board, which is a conflict of interest. And I'm sharing that because she had the audacity to mock me on Kevin Oliphant's post before she posted on my page when I was having a discussion about the fact that Wayne Stackhouse, Board of Education members, specifically told me that the reason why the school didn't have any money is because the mayor has not released the money to the school district based on the tax revenue that should be brought into the city from all the developments that are coming up in East Orange. I say this whole catastrophe is straight from the gentrification playbook. This is how it starts. This is what they do to bankrupt the school system, to destroy the education of those Black children, to destroy the tax base of the Black people that own the homes there, to raise the taxes, make them have to have a financial crisis, which is already happening in this country with the price of food and everything else. Utilities are going up and everything. She had the audacity, Danielle Harris had the audacity to mock me and say, but you're trying to be a whistleblower? You need to check your mental health. She also said to me, why haven't you called the feds? As if for some reason she would know if I called the feds. I didn't call the feds yet. I explained to her, I said, well,
but why was she concerned about you being about? And see, this is the type of bullying, and I'm really trying to get through this without being emotional, right? Because
that's why I'm
Sharonda is a strong community advocate, but at the end of the day, she's also my friend. And she's my friend because she has a love for children and community. But even when she wasn't teaching anymore, she still was teaching in the community. And we both have that in common. We're going to teach. We're going to bring awareness. We don't care what you do. We're committed to that mission of educating our communities. I want to play a clip because
before you play the clip.
Yes.
Play the clip.
Okay.
So when I explained to her, no, I haven't had time to call the feds. I've been so busy.
Right.
Hey, Mark Cheatham. Make sure you share this on your page, Mark Cheatham, as I'm live.
Yeah, please share.
Please share it. Please share it with the community. Mark Cheatham is one of those folks in the city who's very active and who has been trying to keep environmental sustainability going on. And I used to do the farmers market with him. And I was attempting to work with the East Orange East Orange Community Garden, which I know some of the folks who are involved in that, and they are telling me that they cannot get any money from the city to support the garden, which is really sad.
Right.
And, so I just want to say, hey, Mark Cheatham. And one thing that was really disturbing about what Danielle Harris said to me and about me was that no one in the city wanted to work with me. And that, oh yeah, there's more. I was just
bully
mad.
Type
no.
comment to make.
Oh no, there's more.
Talk about triangulation. Continue.
Oh no, she said I was just mad because my project wasn't funded. The project that I was
The
trying to
project
get
that helps
funded,
kids.
that helps kids, but the project that I wrote up in my community development block grant application, where my words were exactly and directly quoted in an online news article that showed that the East Orange city of East Orange received a grant for $127,000 from Clean Communities,
Right.
which was a copycat of my program, my project that I wanted to do that they did not want me to work on. So she mocked me. How does she know so much about what happened with me? She mocked me for my project not being funded for the kids. But wait,
yeah,
I
she's in
still
the inner
did the
circle.
project. Oh, she's definitely an inner circle.
Yeah.
I still did the work for the kids, with the kids, didn't get the money. And then they stole my pictures off of Facebook and shared them and said, look what we're doing for the kids. So when Danielle said those nasty things to me, Danielle Harris said those nasty things to me, she wanted to hurt my feelings. She wanted me to feel shut out. She wanted to enrage me because she taunted me. And she wanted me to feel distraught. She tried to inflict emotional damage onto me. And then by saying, I'm going to make you an appointment with the cleanup crew. They like to take out the trash. That sounds like some
Wait, hold on.
mafioso.
Take out the. Didn't I hear that in a movie or something before?
Possibly. So the cleanup
the
crew.
Trash.
Yeah.
I think I heard that like in a mafia movie or something.
Most likely. And so one problem that I have is that
she said that to you, Sharon.
Oh yes.
You know what, Danielle Harris?
Yeah.
Shame on you. Shame on you.
The mayor of East Orange's personal secretary. Yeah. And she's the secretary for the cannabis board, which again, we need to contact the federal government because we just got legalization of cannabis, and in New Jersey
already
we just got it, and they're violating laws and rules that could possibly get East Orange banned from dealing with cannabis.
Yeah, like right away.
And the state of New Jersey right away. So let's go report that.
I want to share something, and it's a clip, and I want to prep you guys that it's a little bit of language in it that should be just made aware that there is some language here. But I want to share this, and the reason why I'm sharing it is because there's a commonality with what we see going on nationwide with Diddy. I'm not going to go into that because I'm sure that no one, unless you're living under a rock, is unaware. Right. There was a picture circulating with Newark's mayor and Diddy, and we already know that the mayor of New York, Eric Adams, who's in hot water. I think he gave Diddy the key to the city.
Oh yeah.
So we see a lot of things going on with child sex trafficking, all types of things. And then I want to remind you of the fact that in Newark, there was a deal with a sister city that went viral. A lot of people know about what people weren't talking about was the fact that this guy, who even though he did not have a city to be sistered up with Newark,
it wasn't even a real city, and the fools didn't even know it.
Yeah, so he was on the run also for rape,
of course,
and child trafficking. So these are some, you understand,
crime
there's some things going on here that bear some commonality that we need to discuss. I want to share with you a clip that DMX did a long time ago. One of my favorite artists. Yeah, so I just want to show this, and we're going to talk about it a little bit.
Yes.
I think it's very relative to what we're going on with today.
Relative.
You got issues with the industry. What's going down with the industry, dog?
The industry is full of a bunch of dick sucking, dick riding, bending over the desk ass niggas, straight up like that. Whoever don't like it, bring it, nigga. Bring it. I don't give a fuck. Bring it. Bring it, bitch. They got this new breed of rapper that's paying DJs to play their shit.
Right.
And, you know what I'm saying? They sucking the record label executives' dicks, and it's like there's too much of that going on.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Let me be me. Let me be the artist that I am and just play my motherfucking music. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Now they want you all up under this, sitting at the going to dinner with them and shit like that. These motherfuckers had the nerve to tell me one time. I said, yo, why I can't have two videos playing at the same time? Oh, because we don't want your videos to compete with each other. But then I turn on the motherfucking TV. I ain't gonna say no artist names, but they got 3 videos back to back.
Exactly.
I'm like, you feeding me fucking bullshit, and you sucking these niggas' dicks all crazy, man. What the fuck is wrong with you? Yo, I had to punch one nigga in his face up there, man. After that, I was like, I'm not going to the office no more. Nigga, you only alive because of me, motherfucker. You only alive because of me, you fucking.
Now, I wanted to share that, right? And I'm going to share the relevancy with a couple of things that why. First of all, I warned you about the words, but the profanity showed the height of passion that he felt, right? He talked about the industry, and we need to make a strong connection with the industry that he's talking about that's been highlighted now for the last several years with the teaching industry, because there's a lot of commonality between that and the pedagogy, right? Listen, he says, just let me play my music again. Let the teachers teach. Let the teachers teach, right? But that's not what's going on, right? He said it's not what's going on because they too busy sucking, you know what, right? And so that's synonymous with, he also said going out to dinner with them, being in the inner circle. You get it? You understand? So you need to be a Sigma, and you need to be a part of the party, and you need to be the private secretary, and like even with I think we had a board president, Dawn Hayes, right? That was on the board. Very limited in terms of educational scope to make any real substantial change for our school board. But never mind that, she definitely got a house on the same block with the mayor's house, right? So you see
What
these people.
city? What city is that?
This is Newark. This is Newark.
Oh,
and so why this is so
somebody
relevant?
said he had a house in Somerset.
Oh yeah, he has a house in Somerset. So
I'm sorry.
so the first house
I
he
did say
had
that.
to establish residency, you know. So yeah, so definitely he doesn't live in that house. But let me just, I do want to say this.
Oh yeah.
The reason why I'm making the connection between the two cities is because it's all about these cliques, if you will, right? If you're not in the clique and you're not a part of the party, you get to cyber bully people and bully them and create narratives, false narratives about people, and put them in situations of triangulation where they have to fight for their just rights to have their own identity, unlike the one that people are trying to make up for them. So we have a situation, like I said, where you have the mayor of Newark who has formulated a group or a clique of mayors. Ted Green is definitely one of those mayors. He's in every picture. He's in every scene with this mayor. And so now we've underwent this huge gentrification situation in the city of Newark, where Rutgers had to do a report. Climb, what's the name of it again? The Rutgers Climb report, right? Never in history seen the city sold out so fast. And now we look to East Orange, and you guys are talking about taxes going up and the gentrification there. What does that look like?
Well, before we even get into that gentrification conversation, I want to talk about the DMX video and the fact that DMX talked about how in order to get play, in order to get to do what you do, DMX is the best rapper. Where my dogs at? Sorry. I got into camera. Sorry.
No, it is.
I was trying to be. I love DMX.
It is.
I love his passion.
Yeah,
and I just got a little crazy. I got into character.
Definitely passionate.
But the thing is that I had the same problem in East Orange, because one of the reasons why my project was not funded is because the deputy of the DPW, the Department of Public Works in East Orange, is Moose Stevens. He was supposed to talk to me about doing environmental stuff.
Okay.
The man specifically said, I'm going to let you talk to Moose and Mel.
Right.
Because I said, hey, the kids want this, the kids want that. The kids are complaining. They're like, what's up with the city? The Mayor Ted Green said, don't make the kids think that the city don't care. I said, I'm not making them think that. They see me trying to get permission and do these different things that we going around doing other places, but not in East Orange. They see it. So he said, talk to Moose and Mel. So if you as the mayor telling me to talk to somebody and they're giving me a difficult time,
right?
Who do you have working under you? Do you not know who's working under you? Because Moose and Mill for 2 years straight was playing games. I got to check with legal to get it, because I registered the school district with Sustainable Jersey. I registered East Orange Campus High School, and then Bonnie Taylor registered STEM Academy with Sustainable Jersey. And I don't even know if she's still there or not. But she was trying to do things, but she couldn't do it because she had to go through me, because I registered the school district. And that's how Sustainable Jersey does it. They can't do anything without me because I registered. Now, as I was trying to do Sustainable Jersey actions to get points and to write grants, one thing about Councilman Burks and Lenny is he rushed a resolution, an energy resolution. I wrote the resolution, and he rushed it onto the city council, and it was passed. But the crazy part about it is that when I had to talk to Muzamil kept asking me, who your man, where your man at? I said, sir, I need to talk about this environmental stuff.
Right.
No, I need to know who your man is. Where your man at? Who you be with? Like, who your man? You don't got no man? Where your man? I said, that's none of your business. And then one day I was on my way to Pennsylvania, driving out to Hands and Service to pick up a pallet. And I got so frustrated. I said, that is none of your business. Stop asking me who my man is. You don't need to know who I lay with.
Sexual harassment.
That's sexual harassment. He went to the mayor. Muzamil Stevens went to Mayor Ted Green and said that I got nasty with him because I insisted on not telling him my business. So that's one reason why my project wasn't funded. So Danielle Harris was mocking me and taunting me because my project wasn't funded because I wouldn't tell Muzamil who I lay in the bed with and who my man is.
And no other woman.
Why?
No woman should support that.
No woman.
No woman.
Why should I have to engage in a conversation?
Right, absolutely.
Having to do with my bedroom behavior or my personal business. When I'm working with the children, the problem is that they don't have anybody that they can call on to say, hey, get her straight. Because that's what they do. Because I had somebody else who was in the inner circle and they threw who she was dating in their face.
Wow.
Oh, yes. Let me explain something to y'all. I have received so many requests for interviews after my appearance at the East Orange City Council meeting to do interviews like this. Right. Sheila Montague reached out to me and said, you're coming on my show on Wednesday.
That's right.
I don't care what your schedule is. I will change the time. But Sheila did. Sheila changed the time of her show.
You're not going to mess with my girl. No, you're not. Because you're not going to mess with teachers, period. Period.
And I am naming names and sharing all of this because I am missing the fear gene. They tried to embarrass me. They tried to hurt my feelings. My grandmother is 96 years old. She said, nobody else can hurt your feelings because your grandmother already hurt your feelings. They can't touch you.
Listen, that's that wisdom right there. That's that wisdom right there.
I have to laugh because it's true. My family trained me for this.
Yeah.
I'm a pygmy Amazon warrior. Like I said, they don't know what I'm made of. I was built for this.
That's right. That's right.
And I caution anyone in anybody's circle, anywhere, to attempt any harm or malice or any type of funny business toward me or my family, because the Black Panther Party of Newark has vowed to protect me and provide security to me.
Absolutely.
They are the outward protection and security.
Absolutely.
I need y'all to understand that.
And the community is outraged.
Oh, the community is outraged.
Stands with you also.
The community stands with me. And I want y'all to understand that the Black Panther Party has publicly vowed their support.
Absolutely.
But I have other factions who have privately vowed their support. Yeah. So I want to explain, hold up before you go for that. I want to explain that someone expressed to me that, Sharonda, we sticking our necks out for you from the Black Panther Party. I need you to know that they're going to be trying to come for us. And I said, you let me know if somebody comes for you for trying to protect me. Because the public protection is one thing.
That's right.
But the unspoken protection is where folks do not want any issues or problems.
Right.
I did not reach out to anyone for any protection. Chairman Zulu Sherrod reached out to me.
That's right.
He called me at 7-something in the morning when he found out what happened. He called me. All the other people that I will call.
And shout out to Chairman. Chairman always got boots on the ground.
Shout out.
Always making sure
all power to the
people are taken care of. Absolutely.
All power to the people.
Absolutely.
And I'm going to call them sleeper cells who reached out to me that I didn't have to reach out to, who saw what was posted, who heard about what was posted, the protection that was vowed from the Panther Party.
Mm-hmm.
That post was shared at least 58 times. Some folks expressed publicly, don't mess with this one.
That's right.
Some folks said, we will tear East Orange up for messing with this one. He's not a Black Panther.
Mm-hmm.
He's one of my former students that I taught when he was in 6th grade. He's a grown man now. That's just one grown man. I have folks who called me that didn't even share it, that didn't even post on my page, that didn't say a word. So I'm going to let folks know in this audience that I am well loved. When the case against me happened from the school district, there was not this sort of outpouring of, hey, Sharonda, support, blah, 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 because I didn't put anything out there like that.
Right.
Because a parent came to me and said, Miss Allen, you stay quiet.
Yeah, you
sit
handled
back.
it very mature. Absolutely.
We got this. I
That's
didn't
right.
say a word.
That's right.
All of this community support could have come out the same way when all that happened. When Kevin West actually mocked me to say she tried to call all these people to come to the board meeting, but no one showed up, which was false.
He said that?
He said that in the legal papers, honey.
You guys
That's
have
online.
to understand. You guys have to understand the gravity of Black people that are connected, that are in position, right? Blackballing or attempting to blackball other Black people just for the sport.
Sport. It's sport.
Of it.
It's sport.
I want to show you guys something. I want to show you just how bad the situation is, and this is going to be really quick. I just want to share something with you guys. Listen up to this.
Good morning, Council President Crump and members of the City Council. My name is Oshin Denard. I'm a lieutenant with the Newark Police Department and second vice president of the Superior Officers Association. Just to summarize what my colleagues are talking about, Sergeant Kenny Brown, or KB like we used to call him, died in January this year of 9/11 related cancer. His widow was owed the remaining vacation time, which according to the city's records is 35 days. The SOA has tried unsuccessfully to get this resolved for Kenny Brown's widow. We later learned that this council approved monies and increased funding to the Office of Violence Prevention and Trauma Recovery, also known as OVP. OVP advocated more than $100,000 for a group called New Direction. New Direction reportedly is a high-risk intervention and conflict resolution group, whatever that means. New Direction is also part of the Brick City Peace Collective and other groups like Newark Community Street Team, which has also received city money. Through an internet search, we learned that New Direction's president and co-founder is Khalil Tut, also known as Omar Tyndall. I was personally involved in the arrest of Khalil Tut in July 2005. He was arrested for killing Special Police Officer Dwayne Reeves and wounding his partner by gunfire. In August of 2007, a Superior Court judge sentenced Tut to prison for the murder of Officer Reeves and other weapons offenses for the death of a Newark police officer. What we in the SOA cannot understand is how can the city give money to someone who served prison time for the death of a police officer, but cannot pay money that is owed to the widow of another police officer. Not only did we give Khalil Tut money, but we also gave him an award to someone who killed a police officer, guardian of the city of Newark. This would not happen in any other city. To the Newark police officers that are still here, this guy, Khalil Tut, he's a Derek Chauvin to us. We've been told that people deserve second chances. So does a person like Derek Chauvin deserve a second chance to create a group like this and receive money from the city? This wouldn't happen anywhere else. So we're asking you as our council to use your power and authority to help us resolve this matter for Kenny Brown's wife and to look into this Khalil Tut OVP Brick City Police Court collective circle. Thank you for your time.
I wanted to share that, right? To make an obvious connection with what we just were talking about when you're in the inner clique, right? So does this young man deserve a second chance? I don't know. I know what the police are stating, right? And this happened yesterday. There were several police officers, sergeants, high ranking
At the Newark City Council
at the
meeting,
Newark City
October
Council meeting.
2024 Newark City Council meeting.
Yes,
So I
thank you for the
clarify that.
clarity. Yes, clarifying that. But we see these contracts way too many times go to people in this situation, in a situation of corruption, a situation of crime, of felonies, or misbehaviors, before we see it go to teachers, before we see it go to people who are sincerely haven't made the first mistake. And that's where the issue is. There's a guy that lives in the city of Newark, Mutai Alamin. He did a safe passage uh, um, group or something like that.
Rites of passage, was it?
Yeah, and
Safe passage,
safe
yes.
passage.
Yeah.
And the city didn't support him. They gave him absolutely no funds, but they gave these guys like hundreds of thousands, maybe even $1 million. I'm not sure of the exact monies, but there was a lot. It was a substantial amount. And the people who are actually there that are really trying, and even though he didn't get the money, he still went forward with that initiative, right? And got nothing. And the reason why this is so important, because it's synonymous with what Sharonda is doing in East Orange. Even though she wasn't funded, you see her still working hard, digging her heels in, going forward with those initiatives, educating those young people who now learn about planting and how to grow food in
Getting
this
fresh
in a state
organic
of
food.
time that the food is being poisoned, that the food is being
Franken food.
I mean, I think the listeria
Yes.
this week has been a big issue in a lot of the places that we regularly get food from.
Yes.
Walmart had like a crazy amount of recalls, right, of food.
Crazy.
And so our food is being attacked. We must learn how to grow our own food, and it's something that is not being done in our schools. And again,
I was doing it.
Again, what is her name? Danielle
Harris.
Danielle Harris. Instead of bullying a teacher that puts that type of work and energy and nurturing into our community and into each other as human beings, girl. And I don't know, because even if you're a woman, numerically, like the behavior is very childlike.
It's middle school mean girl.
Yeah, it's
giving. It's giving middle school mean girl.
And you have to do better, right? You have to do better. And you may say, well, what do you have to do with it? Listen, you see Sharonda, you see me. You see me, you see Sharonda. Because we are women of a certain caliber who are not here for a paycheck. Like I said, this woman went from making over $100,000 a year that she earned, not by whatever relationship you have with your mayor. Isn't that what she said? Something about my mayor?
My mayor. She said to me, you dead ass wrong. Don't be coming from my mayor. I was like, ma'am, and I didn't even get crazy with her.
And so again,
until she got crazy
we
with
see
me,
this same type of, if I could just plug this in, we see this same type of emotionalism, right? And the advocacy for the Democratic Party. And I'm not going to get into that with this show, but we see that same kind of,
Can I say something?
Listen, yes, you can. Let me just finish the
go ahead.
sentence. We see this same type of emotionalism with women who have not identified not one piece of policy springing forth from Kamala Harris as a candidate, right, for president. Not one thing. And they're emotional. They're online bullying, cyberbullying, the breaking down friendships, lifelong friendships over a woman you never met, and you don't have an inkling as to not one policy that this woman has shared. And please,
well, let me start off with going back to the food production. I've been doing food sovereignty with the young people in East Orange.
I love that food sovereignty. Listen to that. This is not a woman that
playing these games.
I love that.
In this. Like, this is real.
Absolutely.
Back in the 2010-2011 school year, it's 2024.
Right.
2010-2011 school year, we did a service learning project called Muffin Tops for Breakfast, Not Your Shape. We sampled 16 different fruits and vegetables, and we learned the nutritional value. We talked about BMI and why Black people have a higher BMI, because we have more muscle mass. And because muscle, if I had a square, whatever amount of fat, and this whatever, and I'm saying square, but this is a rectangle. Get the math right. And the same amount of space as muscle, the muscle would weigh more than the fat. So even if somebody had more fat on their body, they would weigh less than someone with more muscle mass. Right. So I was bred to be muscular. This is selective breeding right here.
Let's go.
Selective breeding. Ma'afa, I come from a long line of people who turned over and tilled this soil in this country.
Come on.
So with the muscle mass, I explained to them how our BMI is going to be a little bit different.
Right.
I explained to them about healthy organic foods. I explained to them how to read food labels. I had a young man, Sister William Wade. Mr. Wade said he was going home talking to his sister because his sister was raising him. So I was part of his village. And his sister came to the school one day and said, Miss Allen, I'm going to beat you up. I said, why you going to beat me up? She said, because you got this boy snatching food out my hand, talking about, look what's in these ingredients. This is why you fat. And we both laughed. But she said, thank you so much. She said, because you are really teaching him. He comes home and talks about all the things you're teaching him. That was just one student. That was one incident. I tell everybody about that story. But we ended up, our culminating event was a wonderful wellness fair where we had all kinds of stuff, yoga, Kangen water, belly dancing. Had the health department. We had fresh fruits and vegetables. ShopRite gave us tons and tons of apples. We had mindfulness. We had all kinds of amazing things. The kids said they would never forget that. They said those were the best apples they ever tasted. That was back then. I'm still doing it. When I was last in my classroom, the last few years I was there in my history class, my social studies class, where I was teaching African American history. They got rid of that class now. I was teaching world history and I was teaching sociology. And I've taught economics in the past, in US 1, US 2, all that. I'm a Star Fellow here, expert on African American history. I had hydroponics and aquaponics in my class, along with soil growing, because with the young people, we were doing comparative growth studies of mini sweet peppers. And I got all the kids in love with mini sweet peppers, helping their digestive system so they can have more energy and more vibrance and more vitamin C, because they were malnourished. They weren't even regular. And they said, nobody ever talked to me about this. These are the things I was doing. Now, you talk about food sovereignty and the things that the kids need, as I gave them that, because I taught them about food deserts. The fact that East Orange is a food desert. It's been a food desert and it's never gotten improved because they wouldn't let me come in and do the work. I would have had that stuff going already.
Well, maybe if Danielle Harris, the mayor's
personal secretary.
Wow, this sounds so personal. Maybe if this personal secretary had took the time out, instead of trying to cyberbully and attack you, to maybe find out what other Black women in the community were doing to help the community, she could have been advocating for this type of education, because it's not happening in the school system. Instead of trying to browbeat and bully and mock a woman that's doing this, it's not about you being in love with everybody in your city, but it's about showing a level of respect, right?
For the children, at least.
For the
you children. Ain't got to like me because I like me.
Yeah, but it's about not dealing with emotionalism, women. And this message is for the ladies. It's about not always living in a space of, I don't like her, with the neck. And it's not about that.
She thinks she is.
And it's not about that. Also, even if you see the like the mayor, for example, around you, just picking people to put on the school board and for whatever else he selects people for, just because it's my man's in them. You know what I mean when I say that. My man's.
That's not good for our people.
Right? That's not good. The decisions that leaders should make should always be grounded in what is best for that particular place. If we're talking about a president, what is best for our country? If we're talking about our city, what is best for our city? We are a surrounding cities. We're surrounding cities, whether it's East Orange, Newark, Irvington, West Orange, Orange. We need to be adopted stronger, and we're going to start to land this plane out.
Because I didn't get to talk about the Kamala stuff, so good.
Okay, stronger. Yeah, I'm going to pass it right back to you. We should be talking about stronger. We should be having stronger conversations that are centered around context, that are centered around concrete, substantial information, not feelings, not emotional. and not even identity necessarily. So with that being said, identity, we're going to segue that right into Kamala and your thoughts about that situation.
Well, I'm going to say this. You and I can have differing political
Absolutely
ideologies. We can disagree without being disagreeable.
Absolutely.
I'm going to say that I don't have the same philosophy you have about Kamala.
Yeah.
Because I have heard some of her policies.
Okay.
And I think that they are good policies.
Yeah.
But
the country is split. The country is split. Yeah.
But what I'm going to say is, I am pushed more toward Kamala.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's another thing I almost forgot. Danielle accused me and said, "You must be a Trump supporter." That was a slur to me, because I'm not. She even tried to accuse. Maybe she said, "Oh, she must be down with Sheila." Maybe somebody must have.
No, I don't know her
because I don't agree.
But
She's in the inner circle, so everybody they talk. They have meetings about me.
And let me hold on. Let me redirect this conversation because I don't want because we got to land this plane because we got to be done in 2 minutes.
But
let me just say this. I don't want to make it about whoever we're supporting for the president, because like I said, the country is split. But what I do want to make this is about is common respect within government, that government governs and not bullies.
And not
that government is about democracy. It's about a collective voice and a respect of the people, which is why I always support and promote free and fair elections, right? I don't care who anybody votes for, but I do care that you vote, right? You want to make sure that we vote and that we're transactional in doing so. But your vote is your personal business. I think that your religion is your personal religion. If you believe in something, people can see it in how you walk and talk. But when we're dealing with one another, we need to remove emotions, especially when it's negatively impacting our children, which are tomorrow's citizens. So with that being said, I'm going to let you close out the last couple of words.
So real quick, something I wanted to get to. The fact that these local Democrats, like Ted Green and their leadership, who leads the Democratic Party? Who's that person? Oh, it's fly. Excuse me, right in my ear. See how it buzzed in my ear? But anyway, I'm going to say this. I've heard people say it. The behavior, this disgusting behavior of the local Democrats is making people not want to vote for Kamala. And that hurts my soul.
Wow.
Because it hurts. But let me tell you why it hurts my soul. Because we should have been done with Orange Hitler when he talked about grabbing women by the pussy. Don't get mad at me for my vulgar language because he said it. When he mocked that disabled man.
We got 30 seconds.
Let me finish.
I said that. Close it out.
When he talked about black jobs, when he said they eat dogs and cats, when he knew the story was a lie. Wait. We need to close this out. No, but we're not. Listen, I'm going to redirect it. I'm going to redirect it because I have. Yeah, you can be done with him. You can be done with him, but again, so let me say, no, this is my show. I'll close out because you said you was done. So this is what happens, right? When you have a Democratic Party that is in charge of all the mainstream media, when you have a Democratic Party that right now we have to use our media to push forth when we're being mistreated because the Democratic Party won't allow us to even hold press conferences to air our grievances socially, right? That's when I say that our personal, whoever we vote for, all of us are smart, right? And we vote for who we choose to vote for. But I'm not going to sit here and listen to, Democratic or speaking points that edit film and push their narratives. We've been voting for 40 years for democracy. Right now, we're in a democratic local society, and these blackballing issues are not coming from the Republicans. They're not.
They're coming from the Democrats.
This is the point.
Thank you for joining us.
This is the point. They're making it bad, messing with people like me, making it bad on all of us. Because I don't agree with the other side, but there are people who don't care about any of that, and they'll go to the other side.
Well, it's people that do care because my decisions my decisions are grounded in total logic and policy. There's nothing emotional about my decisions, and that could be another show for another day. However, if you want to see my thoughts and opinions, I go live every single day on IG to talk about exactly why I support the other party, because we have to. And those things are consistent and inclusive of the disrespect. I think I posted today, the Democrats cheating again. And when they cheat the democratic process, they cheat our people.
Yes, they cheat our people.
And them
Yes.
being in charge is the reason why we got millions of dollars of shortfall in our
$25 million
education.
and letting the personal secretary attack me,
Yeah.
one of the real ones. This is why people don't want to vote for Democrats. It hurts my soul.
And she's absolutely right. You're absolutely right. Because
It's
I'm
wrong.
not gonna vote and support the ongoing bullying that's happening. I'm a Democrat, but I'm a Democrat for change. I'm advocating for change. And we're advocating for Sharonda Allen today, even if we disagree. And that's okay, because that's fly. Even if we disagree on whoever for president, at the end of the day, we are always going to stand firm for our people, because we're a nation within a nation. We're going to stand up and make sure that our voice gets counted. And we're going to make sure that bullies do not come against either one of us, teachers, our kids, or our nation. Thank you for joining us, guys.
Can I do one last?
Then we got to get out of here.